Hello again, YouTubers and Cardfight fans. 24/7 here again for Cardfight 24/7 with another Cardfight Vanguard video brought to you by CardfightCapital.com. Targeting a June 1st launch, you can currently go to the website and join a mailing list to be one of the first to know when we launch. We'll have full e-commerce, blogs, forums, card of the day, and more at CardfightCapital.com. For today's video, it is my regionals tournament report, recap, whatever you want to call it. I had my regional this past weekend on Saturday in Bartlett, Illinois. Some other regionals I know of had, I know the one in Minnesota, which was the second closest for me, had 12 players. There was one in Maryland or something that had 8. At my regional, we had 28 players. I'm not sure why such a disparity. I think there was 34 players that could have showed up that had qualified. There are 277 qualifiers and 25 regionals. If you do the math, that would mean an average of 22.75 players eligible per regional. So I thought most regionals would have 20 to 24, but we have 28 while others had 12 or less. So just as far as, pure odds, if everyone has equal chance of winning, that makes it much harder to qualify when there's 28 players than when there's, 8 or 12. But anyways, I left home. Let's see, the tournament was 10 a.m. on Saturday, about a 4-hour drive from where I live. On Friday, about 4:30, I left home for the guy that took second place at our qualifier, who lives about 30 minutes, 30 miles, whatever, south of me. So I got to their place about 5 o'clock, met with some other guys that come to locals all the time that he playtests with a lot. And we ended up playtesting and stuff from about 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. Then we had some food at Applebee's. Then we went to their place and we playtested some more until 4:30 in the morning. And then we left for the tournament. We got to the store at about, I think I got there an hour and a half or so before they were supposed to start. Just make sure we knew where it was in that, and then got breakfast and all that good stuff, and then got back there, checked in, waited for the tournament to start. I was down to 3 deck choices. I was either going to go with my tried and true Spike Brothers. I decided not to use Spike Brothers because in my last 9 matches in tournament play with Spike Brothers against Dote, which obviously I expected to see a lot of at the regional, I won just 1 of the previous 9 games, and that one game that I won by getting a double trigger on my final attack to get them to 6 damage. So Spike Brothers was not cutting it for me. It doesn't always suck that badly against Dote for me, but it was in a bad rut, so I just did not feel comfortable playing it if I was to do well and ultimately qualify, get top 2, I knew I'd have to face probably at least 2 Dotes at bare minimum. So I did not go with that. Another choice I had was Shadow Paladins using Ildana. But the 10k Vanguard, I was not a big fan of that. Granted, Spike Brothers has the same scenario, but I did okay with it. Probably about 50-50 against Dote in playtesting, but overall it wasn't winning as many matchups as I wanted to against the rest of the field potentially. So I ultimately went with a very rogue, very either crazy stupid good or just oh wow that game sucked sort of deck in Nova Grapplers featuring Azura Kaiser. In playtesting, I won about 60% of my matches against Dote, which was the best that any of my decks fared against it. I'm not a player who likes to just play the top deck, especially when so many other people are playing it. And if I went with Dote so late in the game, I figured for me to get ahead of the learning curve on it and master the deck to compete with all the other Dote players, I wouldn't be in a good position to win anyway, because other people playing Dote have probably been playing it for at least a month now, very steadily. So if I just picked it up and started playing it against all the other Dotes, I assumed I wouldn't be able to compete as well as I would like to. So yeah, the deck, it's definitely not the most consistent deck ever, but in best of 1, when a lot of times it's basically a coin flip anyway, it's possibly the best choice, you could say. And I figured it may catch some people off guard, especially the way I have it built. I'm not going to do a whole deck profile right here. If you want to see deck profile, comment below and let me know, and I'll try to do one with the next couple of days. But main things for this deck, it has no heal triggers. It runs 6 stand, 10 critical, and 11 grade 3s, because the base of the deck is hit grade 3s on trigger checks, ideally with Azura Kaiser as your Vanguard, of course, And then if you do, his ability makes one of your other guys stand, and these guys automatically stand if they're on the field, and you reveal a grade 3. So you could very easily get 5 attacks off in a turn, which obviously can be very good to reduce their shields and all that good stuff. But you have to draw somewhat well, and obviously it's not too hard to get grade locked in this deck, as the grade lineup in this deck is, I believe, 16, 12, 10, 11. No, 16. Let's see. Well, it's close to that. I know it didn't add up to 50, but I'd have to lay it out again to get it all squared away. I made some last minute changes and stuff, so yeah, and my brain is fried because I played more Vanguard in the last 48 hours than any other 48-hour period before my life. But basically the tournament for me did not go according to plan. First round, I faced an MLB deck. I mulliganed 4. I can't remember what I had in my opening hand, if I was missing any grades or not. I know I didn't miss any grade rides ultimately though. But my resources were very limited early game. So and then my opponent went first. So he attacked with his grade 2, I believe it was Blaster Blade, with Ingle Brave supporting. Again, he was playing MLB. And generally against MLB, I always, when it's feasible, block their attacks when Ingle Brave is supporting and can be activated to reduce their chances of pulling off their combos and stuff. But with my resources very limited, and I would have had to drop 15k in shield to guarantee it wouldn't get through, but with limited resources and being best of 1, I figured my best odds is to drop just 10k in shield, which was the minimum I had to drop for it to not hit. But if I hit a trigger, it goes through. But I figure each deck is about 1/3 trigger, so odds are in my favor from to not hit it. And best of 1, you gotta have those kind of risks sometimes. But he hit the trigger, so that attack went through. I lost my shield for no reason, basically, and it was all downhill from there. I lost pretty convincingly. Did not get any sort of good setup, no good blockage to do anything with, so it was a pretty pitiful game on my side. And like I said, this deck, either it's like, oh my god, how is this deck kicking my butt so hard, or why'd you play that? That deck seems to suck hardcore. Then round 2, I faced Bermuda Triangle, the only Bermuda Triangle in the field of 28. In the field of 28, there was Mind of a Grappler, there was a Narukami, I believe 1 OTT, and the Bermuda Triangle deck. I think everybody else was playing a Paladin deck or a Kagero deck. So 4 out of 28 were not one of the higher tiers. There were some variants of the different Paladin decks that aren't, tier 1. I think someone was playing Royal Paladin, puppies and stuff like that, but basically the entire field almost was Paladin or Kagero. But yeah, round 2 I faced Bermuda Triangle. I again had a mulligan 4, did not have that deal set up by any means. I wasn't getting my butt handed to me by any means, but late game I did not have much to block with, but I had enough to get to my turn if he did not hit trigger on his grade 3, but he did, so I lost that one as well. So fairly long story short, I went 0-2 in the regional, so I was one of the first ones out. So I basically tied for 22nd, I guess you'd say. And the guy that got second at my qualifier, he won the first round and then lost the following 2 rounds. So we were both done pretty quickly. The good news for that, if there is any, is that I was then able to record 3 matches, one for round 3, 4, and 5, with each match that I recorded. At the time of being recorded, both players in each of those matches was undefeated. Those videos will be uploaded very soon. The round 3 match will be uploaded very shortly after this video is uploaded, so stay tuned for that. And also, I had a team qualifier on Sunday. I'll be doing a tournament report on that ASAP as well, and let you know how I did at that one. What else we got going on here? Saturday, I'll be attending a release tournament, pre-release tournament, I guess, for BT08. So I'll try to get some footage of that, at least, doing the draft, showing you what I get in this packs actually open at least, so you guys get a first-hand look at what is available in that set. And within the next 24 to 48 hours, I should have all 3 of those regionals matches that I record uploaded. I should have my team tournament report, recap, whatever, uploaded. And like I said, that's pretty much it for the next day or 2. And then we'll get back to our usual one video per day schedule that we're trying to keep. Didn't have any videos to upload over the weekend because obviously I was out of state. Stayed in Motel 6 with 5 other guys. Did not have much time in the room where I was not passed out sleeping because I only got about an hour and a half sleep on Friday night, which was during the car ride there. So then Saturday night I passed out for a solid 12 hours, I think. Still on the sleepy side, spending so much time card fighting and being cramped up in a car and all that good stuff, but it was a fun weekend overall. I'll let you guys know how the rest went ASAP. And in the meantime, subscribe if you haven't. Give us a big thumbs up, even though I sucked hardcore at regionals. Comment below and let me know if you want to see a full deck profile of this. Again, depending on how you draw and stuff, either it's like, wow, this is awesome, or, oh my god, what is this deck? It stinks. Check out cardfightcapital.com. Again, targeting a June 1st launch. Currently, we have the landing page up where you can join our mailing list. And you can also find links for our Twitter and Facebook pages in the video description box below. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you all next video.